All right, we are live. Ready, everybody? Happy birthday
Oh,
to
stop.
you. Happy
Stop,
birthday
stop.
to you.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, dear
Hey,
Stu.
hey.
Not
Thank
the
you.
crappiest cake ever drawn. Happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
you. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Stu.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Was not expecting that.
Yeah, probably gonna haunt you for a few birthdays to come, but there you go. So everybody wish Stu happy birthday
Just
in the
just another
comments.
day, but yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Hey
Just
man,
another
they're
day.
more valuable now than they
Hey, I'm
they
glad to
were
be
back
on this
in the day.
earth another year, another trip around the sun, as they say.
Look, I just blew out your candles,
You
Stu.
know, I'm a year smarter.
A year smarter. All right. Well, that's good. So Stu, today is the 21st of January. It is your birthday.
Great day in history.
A great day in history. And this month we've been talking about all kinds of cool stuff. Been talking about opt-in stuff, been talking about lead stuff and lead magnets and things of that nature. And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about was basically it's the 21st. All right. We can get all wrapped up in tactics and all kinds of stuff. But the bottom line is we're 3 weeks into the year. A lot of people's plans have just gone to crap. All the
Yep.
stuff that we said we were going to do when it came to our diet, to our physical exercise, to our business, to our building our list, to advertising, following up with people, reaching out to loved ones, all the things that we said we were going to do pretty much is flown off the rails like a runaway train with a drunk ass driver.
Not me, Jim. You
Um,
know why?
because you didn't set any goals this year.
I set none but one. And
Okay,
that
which
was to give
was
myself 3 weeks to catch my breath from the previous 8 weeks.
okay. And what happened over the last 3 weeks,
And
culminating with your
I feel
birthday?
great.
Okay.
Mobility days more than hard workout days, extra sleep, eating perfectly, like really dialing in the diet,
Hmm.
and yeah, just feel refreshed, de-stressed. And I'm even going through a state sales tax audit right now, and I'm de-stressed. How about that? Yeah, I had the wonderful state of Maryland call me up and say, "Hey, have you been paying state sales tax?" I'm like, "What?" Evidently, since 2021, I should have been paying state sales tax on people who live in Maryland and buy from my store.
Okay.
Some things, and it's not that big a deal. I mean, I sell
It
all
can't
over.
be that. It can't be that much stuff
No,
just to people in Maryland.
right? It's almost not worth their time.
Right.
But hey, it's
But
not that big a deal.
some ass hat that works at the state tax office just decided they were going to go after e-commerce people, and so they'd go after a national treasure known as Stu Smith, the
Hey,
man who has single-handedly put more special operations candidates successfully through a selection pipeline than any other trainer in the history of the United States. The heavy hitter of the Maryland, New Jersey recruiting district, and you give me this person's name, I'm going to contact some people in Congress and I'm going to have them not only lose their job, but write you a personal apology. I'm disgusted by this harassment of a national treasure.
well, I will say this: it's not as bad as I initially thought it would be, but I think because I had 2 weeks of just kind of refreshing myself and de-stressing, that this was not the straw that broke the camel's back and I fell apart.
Right.
Um, so I handled it with logic and just with honesty and just said, "Hey, look, I haven't been paying sales tax. I didn't even know this was a thing. Right? So
Right.
I owe you money. Let's figure out how much. And, and they're like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's a
Yeah.
public servant, not necessarily someone with any intelligence. So
Right.
the so basically just go back. I'm sure Shopify has a way that you can sort through all your sales and
Already
to
did it.
everything in the state of Maryland, come up with a figure that's probably not all that much and say, okay, here's the total amount of sales related to the state of Maryland for the last 5 years. What do we need to do here?
Yeah. And apparently Shopify started taking out sales tax for Maryland, and I just assumed they were paying it.
Okay.
Right? I didn't realize I needed to pay it. So I've actually collected sales tax for 4 years
Oh
and
shit, you're going to jail.
just paid it as income tax, right? It was part of my income,
Okay.
not part of the stuff that I took out. So it's been taxed already.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
they can't hose you for an honest mistake that you can prove that's like, hey, it went here instead of here.
yeah,
We'll get it fixed. I mean, it's not worth it,
no.
especially since you're a national treasure.
Well,
Now,
thank
if
you.
you were some scumbag that was selling porn out of his basement, then well, they'd probably just give you a pass. But but since you're a national treasure, we'll get you off. We can start a GoFundMe, dude. The Stu Smith free our seal, National
Let's
Defense Fund. You
I
know,
I don't need the attention. This is all going away, and with I didn't have to pay any accountants for it. Figured it out myself, and
and the
it's
person
not
at the
going to be
state
in
is
the end.
being
It's not going
they're
to be that
being
big a deal.
are they
Yeah,
being reasonable or are they
yeah, yeah.
okay? All right, because you let them know you're a national treasure, right? Do you know who I am? I mean, you're a
I've
veteran.
never said that.
You're a veteran. You're a best-selling author. I mean,
Well,
come on.
they are digging into my website, so they're figuring it out.
You didn't give them a password or anything,
Oh
did
no
you?
no no no! Just
Oh,
just they're just looking at all the stuff I sell to see what is taxable. So there's some things I sell that isn't state taxable. I don't know what
so
that is
like
yet.
product versus service type stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Even digital products.
Yeah, that's why back when I was, and the statute of limitations is run on this, but when I lived in the last county I lived in, everything was a service because it was taxed differently than if it was
Ooh,
goods and stuff.
smart.
So, but that was a couple decades ago. Okay.
Sorry to digress on that one, Jim, but
No.
I just thought it was if you want to get started, give yourself a couple of weeks of deloading, then get started.
Oh yeah.
If you really got a life-changing goal you're trying to do, and be ready for it.
Yeah. See, this is cross-legged meditating stew.
Yes.
So now his 3 weeks is up. So now it's time to go back to holy shit stew, and we're gonna start climbing that mountain, man.
Yep,
Is
I
that
got
is
a new
that where we?
product coming out, and yeah, getting ready to get to work on that. So
Okay. So what's the plan now? What's the plan now? Like for real, for real. Okay, you
my
did your
plan
whole
right now
Zen
is
thing.
deal with not only the state sales tax issue, but the income tax from 2025. Get that over with, and by February 1st, it should be all cleared up, and that's when I'm starting to create my new winter lifting program
Okay.
um, that
So
I'm creating now, actually.
so does that mean you're gonna start working out hard again and banging your head against the wall and giving up this whole 3 weeks of awesomeness?
No, no. I mean, it's definitely will get more intense because I'm going to be driven towards a logical progression of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, the I think the active pursuit of recovery is a very logical thing for me to do for the rest of my life.
So most people think that APR stands for annual percentage rate, but it actually means
Active pursuit
Active
of
pursuit of
recovery.
recovery. I like that. I like that a lot. The reason why I'm asking all these questions is usually when your workouts get harder, mine get harder. And so when yours was like, the last 3 weeks been really nice for me too, Stu. I was just kind of wondering how long that was going to keep going. It's like, okay, Jim's looking a little chubby. We need to bear down. Okay, okay, we're talking about some stuff about if you're off track or something like that. But you know, as a fella puts on years, now I've known you for like 12, 13, 14. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been a while now.
It was
Okay.
low 40s when we met, I think. Yeah.
Right. I was like 42 or 40. It don't matter. Even if I was 44 ish. Okay. That's still coming up on 14, 15 years. The body's changing. Everything's changing. And
Yes.
this is something that I've been struggling with, especially over like the last year. Um, I can't hit it as hard as I used to, physically, mentally, otherwise. I just can't do it on brute force anymore. Um, I can't. I just can't. I mean, I can't do 12-hour days.
Yeah.
I'm honest to God, dude, I'm good for about 6 hours a day. That's about the max I can do as far as like hard at it
Yeah.
work, 4 hours before lunch, 2 hours after lunch. Be nice to have a nap. I'm just being real. And if,
Yeah.
if this is resonating with anybody in the, because I know we got a few people here that are over the age of 18, that pay attention to us. But this is the kind of stuff I'm starting to think like, can I still do these really lofty things? Do I think it's coming down to making choices and managing energy, managing resources, being realistic about what's going on, not being, overly, uh, you tread a fine line between saying, being a stinking thinking or being Pollyanna of all the
Mm,
way on the other end. Like, I can do anything. I could become an ultra marathoner. And I mean, maybe I could if that's all I focused on and I hired a chef and a trainer and a stretcher and someone to run it for me. But you also don't want to go to the other, I'm done. I'm old now. I'm done.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
what are your thoughts on what I'm saying? I'm asking like for me, and
no.
if
I
anybody
love the
else
way
wants
you
to
just
know.
phrased it because I'm talking about deloading and active pursuit of recovery, but you talked about it as almost like a daily investment of what energy you have available,
Right.
which is very true as well. Like, and we have to prioritize what we're going to do. And I think, a little bit of time management mixed with some priority ranking comes hand
Okay.
in hand with how you take care of those 5 to 6 hours that you really want to push.
Okay. So is that something you're doing, or is that
Oh yeah.
something I'm just yanking out of my butt? Okay.
No, I'm doing
So
it. I'm definitely doing it.
okay. So tell me how you prioritize the allocation. That's a big word. But how do you prioritize the allocation of your energy, your activity, and in both biz and personal and physical?
All right.
And if you
So,
want to get into the spiritual too, that's fine. I know we don't really talk about that stuff, but
right.
if
I
he's
would
like,
say I do this. My mornings are high energy. Like I
okay,
wake up to go high energy, and I find that that workout first thing in the morning, which is my sole focus until 7:30, 8 o'clock, sets me up for the next 4 hours. And this is proven scientifically that it does this. Your brain is ready to work creatively. Your ability to learn is also enhanced post workout.
okay,
Um, and it's probably some of my most creative and productive time between that workout and noon.
Okay.
Noon, I take a little lunch break, and sometimes that lunch break turns into me, um, well, laying on the floor with my pup, but now it's just in a big lazy boy chair, no pup. Um, but I, probably lay there for, maybe an hour.
Do you still do your Nappuccino, or are you cutting
Yeah,
down
little
on the
little tea,
caffeine?
little tea. Yeah, that's usually where we're at. I'll take a little tea at noon, and then lay down, take a nap, and then
You sound like a little old lady. Yes, I take my tea at
take my tea
noon.
yeah, and it's iced tea, Southern iced tea, without the sugar. And then I wake up and I usually have a couple things to do there, and that's where it becomes personal, administrative in my work, or I go to the pool and do some coaching, around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Then I come home and, just starting end of the day. And sometimes I'm productive at that time with less creative stuff, more, yard work activity, um, just house stuff that always happens, and then get ready for dinner.
Okay. But pretty much, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, um, okay, hang on. So 2 o'clock, personal, admin, social, and then when you're coming back from swimming or the academy stuff, what time's that? Like
Yeah,
4?
usually around 4 or 5, and then dinners starts the process of dinner, and
What time's dinner?
usually 5:30.
Okay. So this isn't necessarily, I mean, this is kind of like finish up loose ends.
Yeah, close the
But
day, shut it down.
okay.
But when I'm on a big project like I'm about to get on,
Uh-huh.
I can do a post dinner to 7, 8 o'clock session if need be. So I got
But
it there if I need it, but I usually like to just kind of chill out and
how
catch up on a
long
show.
how long when you do those special kind of run-ups, how long will that typically last? That's not going on for
That's short
months.
term. I would say a few weeks.
Oh, okay. So a
Yeah.
couple 3 weeks,
Yeah.
no more than a month.
No.
And then how many times a year will you actually do that?
It varies. Sometimes quarterly, sometimes twice a year.
Okay.
Last year it was just twice a year. The year before it was 4 times. So
Okay.
yeah.
And how would you, with all the stuff that's been going on in your life, and I'm not trying to pry, but how would you rate the overall quality of your life and happiness of your and satisfaction of your life by doing it this way?
Um, very helpful in keeping me sane and um, just be the provider that I need to be.
Okay.
But yeah, it's great. I love it. I wouldn't trade what I do for anything.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this though, and I think this is important. Let's talk about intensity level, one being barely conscious and 10 being balls to the frickin' wall, focused and rolling during workout period and stuff. 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, where you at?
Um, 6 to 7.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Your 8 to 12 period.
I go 8 to 10.
Okay. Lunchtime, Nappuccino.
Uh, 2.
Okay. Personal, admin, social, coaching, that kind of stuff.
It varies, but usually 4 to 5.
Okay. And then finish up loose ends, shut down the day.
Yeah, I'd say about the same. 4 to 5 feels
Okay.
about the same.
So this is interesting. I mean, this is interesting because tell me about what gets done during this period and what doesn't get done. I'm going to ask you just a series of questions, okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know on Wednesdays we do the podcast.
sure.
So during this time, at least once a week, you're doing a podcast because it's a revenue generator, all that good stuff.
Right.
I want to kind of talk about what gets done here and what doesn't get done here. So podcast, do you ever do presentations during this time? Like, is
Yeah.
this the time when you would rather do presentations and stuff or not?
You mean like live Q&A presentations or?
What? Sure. So
Yeah.
live Q. I know you do your live Q and A's.
Yep. I write
Okay.
articles this period,
Okay.
social media posts,
Creating them or posting them?
both.
Okay.
Sometimes I will, do when you get a big podcast and you turn it into a little short,
Hmm.
I do that and post those.
So creative editing.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
all part of that first morning section.
What other stuff do you do during this time that's a business related activity? That's because this sounds like this is like your highest impact stuff.
Yeah. I
Um,
will um go through all of my emails, business emails,
mhm.
answer those because a
Okay.
lot of those, some are customer service related, most are ideas that I would use for another day for writing, like, ask Stu questions, things like that.
Okay. So idea generation, idea mining.
Yeah.
Um, okay. What are some things that you would not do during this period that you would specifically delegate to another time of the day or another just you wouldn't do during this time because it's not
Um,
the right time to do it?
yeah, I would say process orders, balance the monthly bank statements.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
So could we call that administrivia?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
Also,
it
wouldn't be like in the yard doing stuff at that time.
okay.
Sometimes I'm, getting stuff
Personal
ready.
crap.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would say if I said to you, I can't do that right now, that's the work period. I can do that when the work period's over. This is the work period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do podcasts in the afternoon now, on other people's podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So interviews,
Yep.
stuff. It's kind of hard, but let's. So this is your AM
Yeah.
block. This is the high impact. Okay. Low impact might be stuff like would you say low impact might be interviews
Yeah.
of me?
Right.
Um, we call it like coffee chats,
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah.
Um,
Phone calls.
right.
I've been doing a lot of phone calls lately.
Do you have on your calendar, do you have it so that you can't schedule stuff between 8 and 12? Or do you
Um,
just automatically, when someone's like, hey, Stu, can I schedule a coaching call or something with you? You automatically only are available in times in the afternoon.
yeah. Afternoons or early evenings.
Okay. But do you have a, like me, after 4:30, I know I'm not worth a crap, so nothing ever gets scheduled after 4. I mean, you can't talk to me after 4:30 because I'm not worth talking to. I'm tired. I'm grumpy. I want to go have dinner. I'm done. Okay, because I've been going since 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah,
So
that's a lot. Yeah.
it's is there a time when you're just like, no, I ain't talking to you at 6 o'clock at night? It's like it's just not even. It's not even a possibility.
Yeah. And Denise knows when that is too. My wife, she like if there's something we need to discuss about like budgetary things, I'm
Hmm.
like, let's don't do this at 7 o'clock at night because I'm done. Like my brain is not taking it. Let's do it at lunch.
Right.
I can talk at lunch about
Right.
this. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's knowing
Yeah.
when's a good time. It's interesting that's the question. You looking at stuff. I'm gonna write that on here. But the question you need to ask yourself with whatever the activity is, when when's a good time for this? I mean, it could be, honest to God, if you're falling off the bus with your plan for the year, it could just be that you're trying to do stuff at the wrong time. You threw everything into tumult,
Yeah.
and which is a fancy word for saying grab ass. And now it's like I'm trying to do stuff. It's like the people that read that book, The Perfect Morning, and they try to, okay, well, God, I'm gonna have to do this. So I'm gonna have to get up at like 4 in the morning, and then I'm gonna have to dip my face in cold water. Then I'm gonna have to like, do this, and I gotta do this, and by 4:45, I've done this. They get up one morning at 4, like, oh hell no, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Instead of figuring out, I teach a thing called the 2 golden hours, where you if you want to do something, accomplish something, you can get more done in 2 hours a day than most people do in a whole day if you're doing it at the right time, because everybody has their perfect creative hour and their administrivia mechanical hour. For me, the creative hour is between 6 and 7, has always been the one for me if I'm getting up early enough, but usually I'm working out. But that's why in my gym, you see I have flip charts everywhere in
Mm.
the gym because I'll write stuff down. So I've kind of like learned how to manage what's going on with my own psyche.
Yep.
Um, but when's a good time for this? When's a good time for me to do presentations? We used to do our webinars at like 7 o'clock at night, and that sucked.
Yeah.
But we thought that's when you were supposed to do them. But then I was like, okay, when's the best time for me to actually teach something? And it's 11 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock in the morning is my ideal time to actually teach something.
Yeah.
The other ideal time for me to teach something is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you catch me either at 11 or you catch me at 2,
Yep.
and I'm good for about an hour, hour and a half. That's the optimal time for me to teach. If you can't show up, then we got to replay. Okay. So
Yep.
knowing when's the best time, when's a good time for this, when's the best time for this, when's the worst time to do this.
Yes.
I'll tell people, like Susan knows this. It's like, hey, you need me to create this copy. You need me to create this ad. You need me to create these emails. I can spend an hour now doing it and it'll suck. Or tomorrow morning, I can get it done in about 15 minutes and it'll be right and it'll be good. So it's okay if I do this for you in the morning. Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's learning how to manage your times. And good time, best time, okay time. Sometimes you got to force stuff, but
Yeah.
other times you're just banging your head against the wall. If you would learn how to manage yourself. So there's a long way of saying, if your plan's off track, it might not be because you're trying to do stuff that you shouldn't be doing. It's that you're trying to do stuff at a time of day that you shouldn't be. And a little reallocation of resources and a realistic expectation of what you're capable of doing is maybe all that's needed.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to write an article, Stu?
I can usually, if I'm going smooth, I could get it done in half an hour.
Okay. Is that using the genies or just using SI, Stu
No, just
Intelligence?
just me.
Okay. So you
If I
don't
use
use
the
the genies
genies,
anymore?
it's real quick.
Okay.
I
Good.
mean, like 10 minutes.
Okay. Have you ever sat down and figured out, like, have you ever said, okay, it's going to take me this long, and then it takes you longer when you
Oh
want to
yeah.
do something?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Have you ever sat down and really thought through if that's happening consistently, what the factor is of that?
No, not really.
Meaning, okay. So, like, if I say something's going to take a day, and then have you ever looked at how long it typically takes?
I mean, probably 6 hours. If you say a day, that's
Okay.
what I would probably say.
So, I'm not saying it right, so I'll just say we typically, for years, Jim would say, hey, we'll have this by this. And it never was by this time.
Oh,
And so we sat down and figured out, okay, if Jim says this is how long it's going to take, because Jim is somewhat of an optimist, besides being just a curmudgeonly pessimistic optimist. Our factor is 2.4. So if I tell you something's going to take an hour for me to have it ready, it's going to be 2.4 hours on average. Okay. Maybe a little less, maybe a little
interesting.
bit more. If I say something, we can have this done in a week, we need to plan that it's going to take 2.4 weeks. Okay. If I say it's going to take a day, it's going to take 2.5 days because of all the other things that I forget are going on. It's not that I'm sitting there screwing around. It's that I forgot I had this and I had this appointment and this pops up and energy and all this other stuff. So, what we have learned is that if something is, if we think it's going to take this time, we multiply it times 2.4 and then we plan for that.
Smart.
That has gone a long way towards getting stuff done and making sure plans come together. So this could be another thing, is that it's not that you're not capable of executing the plan that you laid out for the year. It's that you're trying to compress the timeline too fast. And so you need to give yourself a realistic time frame for getting it done. And I love how people, especially at the beginning of the year, they're all excited and it's like, who are you to tell me what's realistic? If your ass hadn't been up off the couch in 5 years, you running a marathon by the end of March ain't happening, Scooter. Okay, it's just not happening. That's
You,
called
you
being
you know something
realistic.
I have noticed that I tend to do that I learned very recently to stop doing,
Hmm.
and that was task stacking. Like
What is task stacking?
that's what I call it. It's something I made
Okay.
up, but
Okay. Cool.
it is basically I know I am most productive between 8 and noon,
Hmm.
and I will try to get as much as I can done in those 4 hours.
Okay.
Right? There's no coming up for air, taking a break. I'm like boom, 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 getting stuff done. And
Okay.
sometimes I see like, oh, I got space to add something else. Boom. Well, I'll do that.
I
And
do that all the
by
time.
the time noon's here, I'm like,
Yeah.
right. And I've learned to like take a break. And what I've been doing is actually just walking outside, like in between tasks. I'll take a break, get up out of my chair, walk to the end of the street and back, which is about a mile, and take about a 10-15 minute break.
Hey man,
That
you're
helps a lot.
walking a 10-minute mile. That ain't no break. That's
Well,
a sweat
yeah.
session.
Sometimes I won't make it a full mile, but
Uh,
10 to 15 minutes is my goal.
But that activity versus productivity versus quality, that's another. Just because you can do a whole bunch of stuff real fast doesn't mean you're doing it well. So
Yeah.
that's that balancing act. And
And
I
there
do the
comes a
same
cost
thing.
with it. There's a cost to it. You feel like crap at the end of it because you're just drained. And then
Right.
you got nothing, no juice for the afternoon.
Right. That happened to me yesterday. And you're just done.
Yeah. Like I think I'm done today, hon. I'm just gonna sit here
Yeah.
and chill.
And then you feel guilty because your Judeo-Christian work ethic kicks in and you're like, oh, I'm a piece of crap. I'm
Yeah,
old. I'm not
yeah.
doing anything. I'm not doing
Guilt
stuff
has
I
gotten
should
me
be
moving more
doing.
than anything, I would say.
Right. Um, yeah, it's okay. And then so time planning, just kind of to sum up what if you're off track, what are we doing? Okay. We want to figure out when the best time is for us to do stuff. When is your best time? Because if you're going to accomplish a plan, you got to accomplish the plan day by day by day.
Yep.
So, how's your day organized? How are you able to allocate a finite amount of energy and activity? Because it's finite. That's a fact. You have a finite number of hours, you have a finite number of minutes, you have a finite amount of energy. It's just a fact. Okay. All you Tony Robbins followers and possibility thinkers and all the other stuff, hey, I'm with you. But at some point, the tank is empty for the day. So how am I going to allocate these resources I got? Finding out the optimal way to distribute it. Engaging in high impact activity at the right time. Getting more done in an hour than most people can do in a day because you're doing the right thing at the right time for you physically.
Yes, that's the key.
Then managing it while you're doing it so that you don't feel like you're running a marathon every single day. So that, all things in balance, knowing the best time, worst time, okay time, effectively planning the use of your time. But what's due if you're still off and the plan's just not coming together? It's just not coming together. What would you tell somebody to do?
I would say take a break.
Okay.
Like go for a walk, deep breaths, come back, make a list, what you need to do, come back a little bit fresh, start on that list.
Make a list,
Prioritize that list.
prioritize, execute, in turn. That's great advice. That's very tactical in the moment. And the only thing, and that's perfect. The only thing I would add to that is if you're doing all these things and you still feel like you're walking in quicksand, simplify and eliminate. You gotta simply, your plan's probably too compressed. It's probably too complicated. Find you got all these things that are going on, but what are the things that you could prioritize that would bring all of the other things along with it? Like if you want to lose weight, great. You know what you do? Get up at the same time every day, move more in the morning, and track your calories with an app.
Yeah.
And if you will do that and do it consistently every single day, you will ultimately lose weight. All the other stuff will automatically happen along with that without you having to micromanage the process. And so simplify and focus on taking action.
Yep.
That's the only thing, but that's really what you're talking about. Get
Yeah.
clarity, slow down, get clarity, make a list, prioritize it, take action, simplify it. I mean, that's really when you're making a list, that's what you're doing. You're simplifying something that seems huge in your brain
Yep.
down into something that's manageable and executable. And I think the last thing I would say is stop kicking yourself. A lot of us have self talk that if we spoke that way to a loved one or to our pet, we would
Yeah.
never speak to another person the way that we speak to ourselves. We would never run down another person the way we will consistently run down ourselves. We
Yeah.
would never point out another person's weaknesses, failures, flaws, mistakes, past mistakes, shit that no one in the whole world remembers. You can kick your ass
Oh,
over in
Oh,
5
I feel
minutes
bad
from now.
about doing that. Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I mean, not to get all biblical on you, but I mean, we're reborn every day. So you're kicking yourself over that person doesn't even exist anymore. But that is one of the things that holds more people back than anything else, is running yourself down instead of building yourself up.
yeah.
And if you're not going to be your biggest supporter, if you're not going to be the person who says, you know what, we're going to modify this plan, we're going to bust this thing, we're going to kick this thing's ass together, we got this. Okay, if you're not, you would do that with your kid, with your grandkid, with your
Yep.
spouse. I mean, I hope you would.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'm even bucking up my dogs. You can do it, Cindy. You can poop. And it's like, it's cold, Dad. I want to go back inside. Um, Stop kicking yourself. That'd probably help a lot. Now,
Yeah.
think about what we talked about, Stu. What's your plan? Give yourself some grace. Figure out the best time for you to do your stuff. Manage your resources. Plan your work. Prioritize your work. Focus on the actions that are going to get you the furthest down the trail, the fastest, and build yourself up. That sounds like a much better way to be than, hey, it's the 21st. Thank God it's Stu's birthday, because all my other stuff in life's gone to shit. And I guess we'll just have to wait for December 31st, 2026 before we're going to do something else.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
your thoughts as a
Bad plan.
coach of men and a coach of women, a coach of high performers?
Um, no, I think everything you just mentioned is right out of that playbook. And time management is something that needs to be mastered. Um, Otherwise, you tend to lose focus, and you need that list of priorities to kind of keep the day flowing. Otherwise, it can get jumbled really quickly and overwhelming.
Yeah, I agree. And as soon as you get overwhelmed, that's when the negative self talk comes in.
Yeah, there's an old saying I always tell my guys, don't listen to yourself, talk to yourself. Now, I have to always throw the caveat in there. You better be talking to yourself the way you talk to your family members or your dog or, people that you're trying to encourage. Can't have negative self-talk, because that's a killer. Can't complain. Don't complain, because that just sets the brain up for more complaining. So just keep going. I like being an optimist. You know what I like being even more of? An apathetic optimist.
What does that mean?
That means I'm an optimist, but if it
Uh-huh.
doesn't go as planned, as
Uh-huh.
I would have liked it to do,
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I move on, and I move on to the next event. I learn from that reason why it didn't go as planned and make it better. Right.
Okay.
So you gotta be like Ted Lasso says. I don't know if you watch Ted Lasso. You gotta have memory of a goldfish, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
just forget it, because like memory, he doesn't remember anything. Um, and it's kind of like when you're an athlete, you have to forget that last play if you screwed it up. So
It's
yeah,
in the past.
it's in the
You
past. Move on.
so it's interesting you bring that up. This is a thing I had a guy, somebody say this. I'm in a men's Bible study group, and we were talking about something similar, and I wrote this down. Somebody said, what would I tell the other guy to do in this situation? And that was part of talking about beating yourself up versus not beating yourself up versus giving yourself some grace. But it's true. I mean, what I would say to Stu if he was struggling with something is very different than what a lot of people would say to themselves. I would never look at Stu and say, "You suck, dude." That's stupid, because it's like he knows where I live and I've seen him shoot guns. So it's like, he can be here in 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. But for real, why would you, I was really done. Stu, I remember you telling me that you failed your first PT test at the Naval Academy. What a dick. It's like, what? And yet we'll bring that shit up for ourselves. Like, I felt bad the other day about something I did in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was decades ago. Just doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. What else? What else you got, Stu? What else? What are the thoughts you got here as a
Oh,
trainer of men and high performers and stuff? What's
you know
a
what?
uh-huh.
That's about it, man. I'm gonna leave it at that because that
Okay.
is that's a master class right there, figuring
Good
out your
stuff.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. You said you're an agnostic
Nope.
optimist or an apathetic?
Apathetic.
Okay,
Apathetic. Apathetic
apathetic
optimist.
optimist. Okay. Uh,
And don't listen to yourself. Talk to yourself.
I like that. Don't listen to yourself.
Yeah. Wrote an article on it. You can Google it with my name in it, and you'll see a little more information on that. Another
Yeah.
one is, I always tell people, you never think about quitting when you think about winning.
Ooh.
How about that for a mindset change?
You never think about quitting
When you think about winning.
when you think about winning.
Like if
That's
you have a
true.
mindset of like, I'm going to crush this next event,
Yeah.
the chances are you're going to finish it,
Yeah.
right? If you're just thinking like, oh, I hope I survive this next event,
Yeah.
chances are you probably might not finish it.
And if you listen to the tone of your internal voice of that kind of sub-talk, you'll notice that even internally, the way you're talking to yourself, there's a different tone, there's a different cadence, there's a different volume when you're thinking about winning,
Oh,
as
yeah.
opposed to when you're being a little bitch. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's again, you can strategically use that type of self-talk to, like, you're being a little bitch right now.
You ever hear
I mean, I've
Goggins talk about birthdays?
uh-uh.
It's very
No.
funny. He goes, you're in a bitch Lowe's birthdays, just laying on the couch, eating cake.
Is that what you're doing later? You got a cake all lined up?
I do have a key lime pie lined up, but
Oh, nice. Is that
save
your
that for later.
favorite?
Yeah, that is my favorite.
You're a Florida boy.
I tell you what, though, you can't eat it much. You think you want to eat a whole key lime pie, but you can't do it. Your
That
stomach
sugar
starts.
get
Oh
sugar
man,
get you vibrating,
I
man.
get
You
like
could
one. I might get one tomorrow, but that's about all I can do every year.
right. There you go. You can always freeze it. All right, man. That was good. I enjoyed this. This was a good Jim and Stu therapy session.
You need to have them every now and then, especially when it's one of these times of the year when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of it.
Well, it's true. I mean, you got to give yourself permission to accept kind of reality. I mean, I every day I know that I got to get the most important stuff done between about 8 and 12. I know this. And yet in the afternoon, I'm banging my head against the wall trying to do stuff that if I just waited until tomorrow morning, I could have it done like that. But then I'll also do stupid stuff where I'll allow myself to schedule shit during the time when I shouldn't. It's like, why would I want to talk to this person just because it's more convenient for them?
I'm sharing
No.
something with you, Jim.
Oh, okay. Well,
Can you see this?
I'm adding it to the stage. Ooh.
So what I did the other day is, remember last week when we talked about when you can't do everything, do the most important?
Yeah.
I quoted you. You see that?
Wow. That's awesome.
Can't
And
do everything, do the most important thing.
that's an awesome
So,
picture of me too, isn't it?
and then here's another one. Don't let the all or nothing mentality win. A 20-minute workout is 100% better than a 0-minute workout you would have done otherwise.
Dude, that's a gut punch. And
Isn't
it's
it?
true. It's 100% true. Can you send me the link to that article, or is that only for your paid people?
No. It's on Stu Smith Fitness.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
the latest article I wrote. So
I gotta go read that. That's good stuff.
yeah. But anyway, I
All right.
quoted you because last time we talked, you shared that piece of nugget, and I wrote it down and wrote an article on it.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. It's awesome.
Another
All
one
right.
I'm gonna do. Hang on,
Uh-huh.
you got more nuggets.
Oh.
You have all the time in the world, but no time to waste.
Yeah.
On
I
my
love that
post-it
one.
note, I got to figure out an article for that one too.
I need that to be on a t-shirt. All right, cool. StuSmithFitness.com, CopyandContent.AI. Appreciate y'all being here. Susan, Dave, Vicky. Real quick, as a reminder, in about 8 minutes, we're having Genie hacking. We're going to be continuing from our masterclass yesterday with the yearly strategic planning calendar. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can use that output even more effectively to get some stuff done. So it'll be fun. So we'll see those of you elite members jump on the Zoom link in about 7 minutes. So we'll see you then.